Are you behind on your mortgage in the greater Phoenix metro area or anywhere in Arizona? According to July and August reports, pre-foreclosures are on the rise, especially for FHA and VA borrowers. But here's the good news. You still have options, and many homeowners don't even realize the solutions available to them until it's too late. Today, let's walk through exactly what's happening in the greater Phoenix metro area in our real estate market, why FHA and VA homeowners are being hit the hardest, and most importantly, what you can do to protect your home, your credit, and your equity in 2025. Now, first off, let's set the stage. Real estate is hyper local, and that means that your situation in Phoenix Metro, could look very different than Casa Grande or El Mirage or Apache Junction or even Prescott. But generally speaking, the greater Phoenix metro market is shifting. We've been in a buyer's market for most of 2025, and now we're moving more towards balance. That shift is creating opportunities for buyers and stress for homeowners. And here's the part most people don't realize. Even though pre foreclosures are climbing, many homeowners, yes, even those behind on their mortgage payments, still have record amounts of home equity. So if you are facing a hardship, if you are facing a financial challenge, please do not just walk away. Don't give your equity back to the bank or to an investor without exploring all of your options. Let's start with one of the most powerful tools, and that would be loan assumptions, qualifying loan assumptions, particularly for FHA and VA borrowers. If you bought your home a few years ago, chances are your interest rate is somewhere under 5%. Meanwhile, today's buyers are staring at rates that are much higher than that, even after the recent Fed cuts. Here's the golden ticket. With an FHA loan or a VA loan, a qualified buyer can assume your mortgage. And that means they literally step into your shoes. They take over your low interest rate and continue paying where you left off. So, why is this a huge advantage? Because in today's market, sellers need every edge they can get. If a buyer can take over a loan at 2, 3, 4% instead of signing up for a six and a quarter or more interest rate, that could save them hundreds of dollars every month. If you are in pre foreclosure, that means more buyers will line up for your home and you can sell it faster, preserve your equity, and avoid foreclosure completely. Now, VA home loan borrowers, listen up. You've got one of the most powerful tools in real estate. VA loans are assumable for both veterans and civilians and investors. That makes your property stand out even more in today's Arizona housing market. Now, maybe you're not ready to sell. Maybe you just need some breathing room. That's where loan modifications and forbearance plans come in. A loan modification works by adjusting your mortgage terms, sometimes stretching out the loan or lowering payments to make it more affordable. Forbearance, on the other hand, is like a temporary pause. Think of it like a timeout. Your payments are either reduced or suspended for a short time while you get back on your feet. Both of these options are especially important for VA and FHA loan borrowers because these programs are designed to keep homeowners in their homes whenever possible. The key is you have to act early. The sooner you communicate with your lender, the more options are available to you. Don't wait until the auction date is already on the calendar or the auction date is tomorrow or worse, yesterday. Let's talk about short sales. You may have heard this term and not sure exactly what that means. A lot of homeowners hear the words short sale and think disaster, they think chaos. But here's the truth, it's not the end of the world. And in many cases, it's far better than letting the bank foreclose on your property. A short sale happens when you sell a home for less than what your mortgage balance is, less than what is owed. And the lender agrees to accept that amount. Now, why does that matter? Because a short sale, it typically impacts your credit less than a foreclosure. And in many cases, you may even qualify to buy another home sooner than you think, if that's something that you want to do. Here in Arizona, I've seen families turn a potential foreclosure into a short sale, protecting their dignity and minimizing that credit hit and moving forward with a plan instead of panicking. So, if you feel like your back is up against the wall, a short sale may actually be the lifeline you didn't think you had. Here's where things can get a little creative. And creativity is often the difference between losing everything or walking away with a solution. If selling traditionally doesn't make sense, you may be able to explore options like a lease purchase, where the buyer rents it for now with the option to purchase it later. You may be able to do a wrap, which is another form of creative financing, though we won't talk about the subject to deals here. We're not getting into those. These strategies aren't for everyone, but in the right situation, they can help you move on without having a foreclosure. And they're especially attractive to investors or buyers who can't qualify traditionally. Here's the part that makes me just want to shout from the rooftops. Even if you are behind on payments, you may still have equity in your home. Equity is the difference between where today's market value is and what you owe on your mortgage. That difference is the equity that you have available to you. Cash to take care of other things in your life. Too many homeowners don't realize this. They assume falling behind automatically means that they're upside down and that they don't have access to that equity. And that's just not true in today's market. Arizona home values rose quickly over the last few years, particularly after the pandemic. And although we've seen some price adjustments in recent months, sellers still have tens of thousands of dollars, in some cases, hundreds of thousands of dollars of equity sitting on their home. If you are in foreclosure, if someone you know is in pre-foreclosure, has an auction date, is behind on payments, please do not hand that money back to the bank. Explore your selling options, protect your equity, and give yourself a chance at a fresh start. So, quick recap. FHA and VA assumptions can make your home more attractive to buyers. Loan modifications and forbearance can give you the breathing room to stay in your home. Short sales are not the end of the world, and they can actually protect your credit. Creative options like lease purchases, wraps, owner carrybacks may be a good fit. And more importantly, many of you still have equity, even if you have fallen behind on uh, mortgage payments, home loan payments. Now, the bottom line, saying all that, is to get this point across to you. You have options. If you are worried about losing your home in Arizona, let's talk about foreclosure before foreclosure becomes a reality. All right. My contact information is below. I also host weekly seminars where we go deeper into solutions for sellers in today's market. And if you want bite-sized versions of today's tips, follow along on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Again, I am Natasha Tomlinson, and I'm here to help you protect your equity, protect your credit, and protect your future. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.